So most people think it takes a long time to be a millionaire. In fact, actually, it doesn't. For example, here, you're only going to put $50,000 and your portfolio will turn into $1,000,000 and 200,000. And I have another example where it's going to take you even less time, and that will be even more. It's going to be over 1.5 million. And you're not going to wait for too long. All you have to do is a discipline and a little bit of your capital to begin with. So in this video, I'm going to show you the ETF that you're going to invest. And also I'm going to show you the projection, how you can invest today and receive money today if you don't want to wait for 10 or 15 years. Again, on this channel, I always give you this type of income guidance. So if you don't want to miss any of the important income guidance for your passive income journey, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you like this content, as always, please smash the like button. So let's start. The first thing I'm going to start here is the income projection for 2026. And the reason I'm doing this is because there are two types of people. There are some passive income investors who want to invest today and keep accumulating their distributions and dividends and reinvest those dividends for future. And there are other income investors who have a lot of money today. They want to invest and receive their distributions as of today. So I'm going to cover both ways. This is the first way I'm going to show you. So income projection for 2026. So if you invested $10,000 in this ETF, you're going to get 256 shares. And that's monthly income of 236 or annual income of 2,831. You can see it's not that much money that will enable you to retire, but just keep adding the money. For example, if you put $50,000 and you want to receive income today, guess what? You will get about 14,154 annual income. You are now going to retire for most people. If you put 200,000, then you're going to get 56,000. That's some income that for some people, maybe you might consider retiring, and maybe you get other source of income. Then you will be able to retire with 200,000 today. But if you want to get more income, you need to put a little bit substantial amount of capital, and that's from 250. So $250,000 will get you 70,000, right? And after paying your taxes, then you might end up having a 60,000 to 50,000. And if you put 300,000, then you're going to get 84. And if you put 400,000, you're going to get 113. That's for sure is enough amount of income to retire. And the good thing about this ETF is not just one single stock ETF. This is a diversified S&P 500 ETF. I'm going to reveal which ETF it is. So if you put 500,000, then for sure you're going to retire even if you after you pay all your taxes. Let's say you pay taxes of 30%, for example. I know you're not going to pay that because this is dividend and distributions. So you might just pay like a 15%. But let's say you're paying 30% and you're receiving 141, you still have 100K left. That's a lot of money. Now you might be wondering what ETF this guy is talking about. Okay, the ETF I'm going to reveal today, guys, is an ETF that not many people actually talk about it. And this is, are you ready? This ETF guy is AIGY. It's from Nest Yield Dynamic Income ETF. AIGY, the price of today is 39. And after hours, it climbed a little bit, about closer to 2%. Check this. Total return with the drip has returned 47.2%. And that's CAG, compound annual growth rate of 29.39. Total return with no drip is about 36% or 22.66. Share price is negative 1.7, so it's pretty much flat. If you look at the dividend increase, very impressive, 32.2. Compound annual growth rate of 23.52. Very impressive. If you look at the dividend yield of today, it was 3.85. This is based off the last distribution they paid. If we look at chart growth, pretty good. You can see there's no NAV erosion. You can see it just keeps going up. The green one, darker green, is with drip and lighter green with no drip. As you can see, if you invest your $10,000 then and with the drip as of today, you would have over 14,000 with a drip and 13,585 with no drip. If we go to official Nest Yield ETF website, you can see here distribution frequency is monthly and expense ratio is 0.95. So it's not that expensive for an ETF that pays more than 30%. And if you're wondering if this ETF is suitable for you, I can assure you this is an ETF for someone who AIGY is built for an investor seeking high monthly income without sacrificing long-term growth potential. Actively managed and strategically focused, AIGY targets an average annual yield of 25% through a selective cover call strategy applied to a concentrated portfolio of 10 to 15 stocks. While AIGY primary objective is income generation, the fund may also employ targeted downside hedge on selected positions when market conditions warrant, helping to safeguard a return without sacrificing meaningful upside. So this is a pretty good, because it does have hedge strategy built into this portfolio strategy. So it's really great. And if you want to know more about this fund, you can go to nestl.com. So you can see here performance. Since inception, cumulative has returned 52.32. And since inception, annualized is 34.28. Pretty good. Beating the S&P 500, right? And if we come to fund details, you can see it was incepted on December 26, 2024. Ticker symbol is EGGY, EGGY. And primary exchange is New York. And what net asset as of now, 126 million. So it's not huge. It doesn't have a billion, but this is a known company, right? So for a smaller company like this one, 126 is not too bad. This ETF and this company actually is not very known. Not many people know about this ETF, and that's why you don't actually see many people talk about this ETF. And the main reason why I knew about this ETF is that one of the subscribers actually mentioned about this ETF, and then I was able to search and look for it. I was like, wow, this is very impressive. And the comment was from JYU, Eggy Eggs Eggy Q. Why don't you YouTuber talk about Nasty Yield ETF? They are good. So when he mentioned this, I was like, I'm actually going to look into this ETF. So JYU, thank you very much for bringing this ETF to my attention. And guys, if you know any of the type of ETFs that I haven't talked, or you might know, because we're not going to know everything. So if you know anything that you experience with, you can just make sure you put it in a comment. Then I'm going to look into that. Now, if you look at the distribution history, you can see that in 2025, they only pay like around 80, 81, 83, 87, 87, 87. And starting February 2026, they increased that from 87 to $1. And March, they pay the same. April, they pay the same. And in May, they increase another 10 cents. So there is a dividend increase. If you can see, this is very good because it shows you that there is increase. So it did not pay like higher here and then they pay lower here and they pay higher here. No, they literally start with the lowest and then it keeps climbing. So when I see this is very healthy and it's very good, because you need to see your dividends and your distributions increases rather than just being all over the places. So this is good. Top 10 holdings, of course, they have First American Government Obligation. This is a bonds. They will have to have bonds because they do cover call and leveraging. And they have Seagate Technology, they have a Bloom Energy, Micron Technology, Momentum Holdings, Coherent, Verity Holdings, Advanced Micro Devices, Creative Technology Group, Alphabet Inc. These are the top 10 holdings. You can see they are semiconductor. But again, this is very actively managed, so they're going to change frequently. Now we saw distribution, how much they're paying. So what I did here, I did the average of distributions. Instead of saying, let's say, just 110, going with the last distributions, I just did an average. An average, I get 92 cents. So that I took about 10 months and I average again 92. And for these 10 months, they have paid about $9.22. If you add the distribution to the share price as of today, which is 39, that would give you about 48. And this is within 10 months, not from inception. Now, if you allocate your portfolio, 100% your portfolio to this ETF, whatever money you invested, you're getting distribution of 92 cents and annual yield will be 28.31. This is average yield from 2025 up to now. But if we go with the last distribution, which is $1.10, that's going to give you about 33%. But we're not going to go with 33%. We're just going to do average of 28. And I show you the math here. If you use that 28% with average distribution, this is how much you're going to get. I've shown you that. Again, this is for people who want to invest now and receive their distribution as of today. And as I've mentioned, in order to do this way, you have to put a lot of money, like a quarter million, to receive 70,000, substantial amount of income that you will be able to retire today. But for a lot of people who don't have that much money and they want to put their money today and let it grow and reinvest all distributions, then you're going to have to wait for a little bit. I'm going to show you the math here. Again, guys, if you don't want to miss one of these type of update and this type of guidance, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And if you like this type of content, as always, please give me a like and share with someone you think this video might help, so they can always generate this passive income. Now, so what I did here, I did two ways, right? The first way, you are going to put $50,000 and you're going to wait a little bit longer. For $50,000, you're going to invest for 15 years. But check this, I put average distribution of 28. And to simplify the math, I just did no share growth, no dividend growth, just 28%, and keep it the same way. Now, if you do 28 and you reinvest all your distributions, within 15 years, your portfolio will be 1,287,000. And at that point, your dividend is 125. That's how much you have received. And your annual income, it's a lot. You're going to be receiving like 214 annually. It's a lot of income, right? For most people, that will be way more than what you need for retirement. Now, I also did another method, but this is for people who have a little bit of cash. So what I did here, I put $100,000, right? The invest $100,000 is now going to take you longer. It's going to take you only 10 years, and your portfolio will turn into over $1.5 million, 1,626,000, a lot of money. And again, all this math, I just calculate with no dividend increase and there's no share price increase. Just reinvest your distributions. So if the share, of course, appreciate, then of course it's going to take less. But because we are reinvesting all your distributions, and to simplify the math, I just leave like this. So guys, I want you to listen to me very careful. This is a huge disclaimer. All these numbers that I showed you that you can invest today and $50,000 and turn into $1 million portfolio, or $100,000 turn into $1 million portfolio within 10 years. This is just an estimate and projection from the previous numbers we have from official Nest Yield website, because we don't have guarantee that they're going to pay the same distribution, even though we did an average. And we don't know if the yield will stay the same. It might go down. If you want to invest in this ETF to retire, make sure you do your own research and keep watching the market condition, because there's no guarantee in investing. When you invest in anything, it's a risk you're taking, and things can go your way or can go the other way. So keep that in mind. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you next one. Bye bye.